Hey, what's going on? Do you find it hard to be thankful during the difficult times? How do you thank God when everything around you seems like it's just a mess? Recently we've been all going through some really challenging times, and it's probably hard for us to be thankful to God for the situation that we're in. Well, my daughter taught me an important lesson last night as we sat down to pray together, and I wanted to share that lesson with you. So stick around. Hey, what's going on? I'm Chad Torgerson with Directional Faith, and on this channel, I want to help you discern God's will for your life and to develop a more practical spirituality. So I promised to tell you about how my daughter taught me what we should really be thankful for. Last night, as we sat down to pray, it was our last night before she started school. Today was the first day of school, and so we sat down and do our normal prayer. Now, every night we sit down and we do the daily examine together, actually. And if you want to find out about where I taught her to do that, check out this video above. But one of the great things about this is that it teaches her how to really examine her day, for her to be able to explore what went well, what didn't, to expand on how her emotions were going that day, how she felt, what she was thankful for. And this is just an amazing tool for a child. Now, every day as we sit down and we talk about what was she thankful for that day? Usually it's the things that you would expect from a kid. She was thankful that she got an extra scoop of ice cream or that it had sprinkles on top. Those are the type of things that we normally talk about during my daughter's prayer time. But last night I asked her a special question because it was the last day before she had to start school. It was kind of the unofficial end of summer. So I asked her, what were you thankful for this summer? And you'd be surprised at the answer. What was it? Coronavirus. She was thankful for the coronavirus. Now, of course, this was from a child's perspective. She's probably not seeing all the awful things going on in the news right now. She only knows how it impacted her world. And so when I asked her, why are you thankful for coronavirus? She's 7 years old. She understands enough to know that people are getting sick and that some people are dying from it. And so I asked her, how could this possibly be something that you're thankful for? And her answer was that she was very thankful for the amount of time that we got to spend together as a family this year. She was thankful for all the adventures that we went on as we went exploring at different state parks and botanical gardens and all these places to get outside and do something. She didn't look at just the negative of what coronavirus has meant to our world. She saw the blessings and the positivity that could come from it. And what I'm wondering is, can we learn something from this? As we look around at the world today, obviously our world is upside down. My kids are downstairs and they're doing school online. I'm working here from my home office. But there are good things that can come from anything, and this really reminds me of the idea of indifference. I've talked about it in other videos that we need to be indifferent to this world. We need to be indifferent to the things that may come and go out of our lives. That the good and the bad both have the opportunity to lead us closer to God. And that just like how our relationship as a family has been strengthened through this difficult time, it can also allow us to strengthen our relationship with God through all the challenges that we may face. Not just the ones that we're facing right now, but all the challenges that we face. Whether it's a pandemic, the loss of a job, a broken relationship, all these things give us an opportunity to rebuild that relationship with God, to take a step back from the world and really remember what was important. In St. Ignatius's first principle and foundation, he teaches us not to prefer health over sickness or wealth over poverty. And this is exactly why. He knew that these were all just ways for us to grow closer to God. That in health, we can find ways to grow closer to God. But when we're in sickness, that's a time for us to get down on our knees and really turn back to God and find a way to overcome whatever struggles we may be facing. That we lay it in God's hands, we pick up our cross, and we put our faith and trust in Him. My daughter saw this and she's 7 years old. She was able to recognize the benefits of a difficult situation and the great things that came from it. The improved relationships that we've had. Now, over this summer, we've been struggling. We've been stuck inside like everybody else. But at the same time, we've had some great milestones. You're probably noticing the new studio here, and that's because we moved into our new home. It's one of the reasons why I haven't been making videos lately. I've been a little busy. I've also been spending time on rebuilding this ministry. One of the things I was able to do was get directionalfaith.com finally up and running. And if you'd like to find out more, there's a link down below. And on that site, I'm going to focus on building out this spiritual direction ministry to be able to help people literally on a one-on-one basis develop and grow in their faith. So even in the midst of all these challenges and struggles, our family chose to rise above it. We chose not to let coronavirus define what our summer was going to be. And that as we head into the fall and the winter, these struggles are not going to go away. We're nowhere near from being through all of this, and we've got a lot more that we need to accomplish. Let's face it, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas are probably going to be vastly different than they were in years past. But that's okay. That doesn't mean that we can't start new traditions with our families. That doesn't mean that we still can't find ways to celebrate and have joy during these times. And as coronavirus drags into 2021, we don't have to let coronavirus define 2020 as a year of just pain and struggle. It can be a year of growth and strength and positive changes in our lives. Maybe this is the year that you finally take prayer seriously. Maybe this is a year that you make studying the Bible on a daily basis a habit. Maybe it's the time that you finally take your faith seriously and take it to the next level. So sometimes as adults, we think we have it all figured out. But then we need to be reminded by our 7-year-old kids what faith is really about, what this life and this journey is all about. And I want to thank little Eliana, my beautiful little girl, for teaching me this wonderful lesson. It warmed my heart. It changed really my perspective on a lot of things. And I'm so grateful for my kids and the impact that they have on me. So if you want to continue on this journey with me and you want to learn to discern God's will for your life, make sure you subscribe. Keep watching the next videos, and we're going to dive deeper and deeper in these subjects. In coming weeks, I promise I'm going to teach you a little bit more about spiritual direction and what it is. But in the meantime, go to directionalfaith.com and you're going to learn more. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.